They stood in a line at the door. No hugs, no welcome back. Just one message from my aunt. $200 per plate? The chef better be perfect. I smiled, because they didn't know who the chef was. My name is Evelyn. Back when I was younger, I cooked for my family like it was air. No paycheck, no appreciation, just work and silence. Every family reunion had the same pattern. Someone would say, "Evelyn, you handle it." Then they would disappear into the living room, with drinks in their hands, with laughs that weren't meant for me. I learned how to cook their comfort food without looking at a recipe. I knew the exact moment to turn the heat. I knew how long to let the sauce simmer. I knew because I did it every time. And whenever guests praised the food, my relatives acted like the kitchen belonged to them. They never asked me how I felt, never asked what I wanted. They only asked, "Can you do it again next year?" So I stopped hoping. I left home with a chef's plan and a hunger bigger than food. I worked 2 jobs at once, one to survive, one to build myself. Day shifts, night shifts, extra shifts. I didn't chase their approval anymore. I chased skill. I trained until my hands stopped shaking while plating. I learned how to run a kitchen like a business. I learned how to negotiate like an adult. And when I finally opened my own catering service, I felt something I didn't expect. Peace. Then the reunion message arrived. Not by phone, not with warmth, just a text. Reunion this Sunday, RSVP, dress nice, parking instructions. I almost ignored it. Then I saw one line. Chef is required. We're charging $200 per plate. My chest tightened. $200 per plate. Back then, my labor was family help. No money, no contract. Now they were turning food into profit, and they wanted me to believe they deserved it. I stared at the message for a long time. Then I did something that surprised even me. I agreed, not because I wanted to be used again, but because I wanted to see their faces when they found out. There was one reason I chose to show up. I wanted to witness the moment they realized what they had done. I wanted to watch them treat my work like a product, and then realize it came from a person. So I prepared quietly. New outfit, new chef jacket, new look. I even styled my hair differently. I kept my makeup minimal. I lowered my confidence in the way you do when you're going undercover. Not for fun, for control. I arrived like a professional. The location was already decorated like a rich celebration. Gold balloons, framed family photos, candles everywhere. The smell wasn't from home cooking anymore. It was ambition. It was money trying to look like tradition. In the kitchen, I heard people talking about pricing. My aunt's voice was loud. Proud, cold. 200 is fair. People will pay for quality. I didn't correct her. I just moved with purpose. I laid out ingredients like I was building a stage, not a meal. And I prepared dishes that I knew they loved. Because I remembered. Even when they forgot me. During setup, I ran into my cousin. He smiled. Too fast, too casual. "Hey, you're the chef, right?" He glanced at my jacket like it meant something. I nodded. He didn't ask my name. He didn't ask where I trained. He didn't ask anything. He just said, "Good, we need everything perfect. We'll handle the rest." Handle, that word again, like my work was something to manage, not something to respect. Then a guest walked in, a lady with expensive perfume and bright nails. She looked at the buffet table and her eyes lit up. "This smells amazing." My aunt appeared beside her instantly. "Oh, of course. We hired a real chef this year." Real. I felt my throat tighten. Because real chef meant I was finally good enough to pay attention to. Only after money entered the room. The guest asked, "What's her name?" My aunt laughed like she was answering a joke. "She's just the chef. Don't worry about it. Just the chef." I watched their faces. I watched their confidence. And in that moment, the plan formed. If they wanted to act like I was invisible, then I would show them how loud invisibility can be. Dinner started. The crowd filled the room quickly. Phones were already up. People were taking pictures of food and calling it memories. I stayed busy. I kept the pace steady. I tasted constantly. I plated like my future depended on it. It did. Because this wasn't just food to me. This was the proof that I could create value without begging for recognition. When the first plates were served, my aunt appeared near the buffet like a manager at a launch event. "Thank you for coming," she said. "We worked hard." The guests clapped. They believed her. Then something shifted. A server ran into the kitchen and held a small stack of printed menus. "Ma'am," the server said, "someone asked about the chef. They said the chef should sign their plate." My aunt's smile widened. "Make sure the chef comes out." I listened, and I already knew what would happen next. They wanted a picture. They wanted credit. They wanted the chef as a background character. They wanted to use me again, but this time with cameras. So I stepped out, chef jacket on, calm face, professional posture. They started gathering around the table for family photos. Everyone posed like royalty. Then my aunt grabbed a signboard from a table and held it near the dessert. "Where's the chef?" she asked loudly. I turned slightly, and I said my name, Evelyn. The room went quiet for half a second. My uncle blinked like he didn't understand the sound. My aunt laughed once, then she frowned. "Who said that name?" My cousin tried to smile it away. We have a chef. I didn't let him finish. I walked toward the center buffet table and set down something small but heavy. A folded folder. Inside were copies, old photos, recipe cards, receipts from my catering business history, and screenshots of messages where my relatives had asked me to handle it again next year. I didn't shout. I didn't cry. I just spoke clearly like a chef presenting a final dish. "You charged $200 per plate for this reunion." Everyone stared. I continued. "I cooked the same style of food for you for years. At home, for free, with no name." My aunt's face changed color. She tried to speak, but her voice failed. Then I placed the strongest proof on the table. One simple card on the menu stand. It looked like a price tag, but it said a truth. 200 plate. Paid for my work, not for my name. The guests leaned closer. Some looked uncomfortable. Some looked confused, but everyone suddenly understood one thing. This wasn't about cooking. It was about identity. My uncle's jaw tightened. He said, This is a misunderstanding." I kept my tone calm. "No," I said. "It's accounting." Then I turned toward my family. "From today, you don't get to use me silently. If you want my talent, you pay properly, and you respect the person behind it." My aunt swallowed hard. She tried to shift the blame. "We didn't know it was you." I nodded. "I know." I looked around the room. And that's what makes it worse. Here's what happened next. My family didn't explode with tears. Not right away. They tried to save face. They offered excuses. They tried to make it about business misunderstanding and timing, and we're busy. But I didn't need a dramatic apology. I needed a boundary. So I said one clear thing. This reunion can end tonight with respect, but it will not continue with disrespect. I then did something unexpected. I offered the guests one final plate, on me. Not because they deserved pity, but because I refused to let my anger ruin people's experience of good food. Then I spoke again to my family. "You can clap for the chef all you want, but if the chef is being used, the food loses its soul." After that, I left the room. No yelling, no revenge scene, just a calm exit. Because the real win wasn't humiliating them in public. The real win was proving that my talent didn't belong to their memory. It belonged to my future. And every time I plate a dish now, I feel the difference. Not just taste, choice. If you've ever been treated like the help, not the hero, this story is for you. Tell me in the comments, would you reveal your real identity like I did? Or would you walk away quietly? And if you want more real-life twists and inspiring lessons, like this video and subscribe, is because your next chapter deserves a better ending. Let's thank the amazing catering team for tonight's incredible meal. Cut to woman in white chef coat standing in the kitchen doorway, frozen, holding a stack of receipts. Narrator, low intense. They invited me to my own family reunion. Charged $200 per plate, and didn't even bother to mention my name. I cooked every dish. For years I stayed quiet, but tonight, when they gave credit to everyone but me. She steps into the room, eyes wide, voice shaking. "Woman, I'm the chef, and the receipts were mine." Smash cut to black. Thumbnail text flashes. Title card. They never recognized me. NT, reunion banquet hall. Night. Silence falls as music dies. Host, laughing. "We couldn't have done this without our amazing outside team." Woman steps into the light, chef coat pristine, voice steady but shaking. Woman, softly. "Outside team? I'm your sister. I cooked this meal for years. Tonight I'm done being invisible. I'm the chef.